Hello, everyone. As usual, I'll be giving just a minute to allow you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. It is Monday, I think just second week of December. How are you guys doing? Those working at home remotely, how has it been? Those working at your office, just caught up in traffic, those on vacation, hope the vacation has been cool. Like I said earlier on, I'll be giving just a minute to allow you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. And I can see in format and this list a couple of familiar names. You guys are highly welcome. Okay, like I said, I will be giving just a minute. I guess I will just take it up from here, even as more people join us for the event. Good afternoon once again and welcome. For those of you guys that are joining us for the first time, my name is Garba Esahaya and I'm a training coordinator of the Temple Small Business Development Center. The Temple Small Business Development Center helps small business start and grow. We offer free one-on-one consulting and a variety of low to low cost webinars. We are proud to be part of the nationally accredited network of the Small Business Development Center, which has over 1,000 networks across the United States. You're here this afternoon for a webinar on CRM Basics. A copy of the PowerPoint and the link to the recording will be sent to all the attendees. Being a webinar, all the attendees have been muted. However, we always encourage you guys to drop your questions on the Q&A or the chat box. Without further ado, please allow me to welcome our wonderful speaker, even as she takes over the floor for the presentation. Janice, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Garba. And thank you for all those in attendance today. My name is Janice Crile, and I'm with the Temple SBDC. And I am the program manager for the Pennsylvania Digital Transformation and eCommerce program. At Temple University Small Business Development Center, we service the greater Philadelphia area, and we do a variety of things to help your business start and grow. And one thing that I want to pause for a moment as we're talking about small businesses is read you a statistic that was shared with me just about a month ago, as we're in the holiday shopping season. So for every $100 that is spent at a small business, $48 goes back into the local economy. In contrast, for every $100 spent at a big box retailer, only $14 makes it back to your local economy. So with that said, shop local when and whenever you can. I do see a lot of familiar names. You're familiar with our no-cost business consulting services. So if you need help from Temple University SBDC, contact our team and we'll give contact information at the end of this presentation. But today I'm here to talk about CRM, or Customer Relationship Management Basics, and choosing what's right for you and your small business. And that's what is different. So while I'm pulling up the next slide, if you could put in the chat, let me know if you are currently using a CRM. As I said, I'm Janice Crile, I'm the program manager. I've had a long and interesting career in marketing and media. I'm currently with Temple University and had previously worked at the University of Pittsburgh. Prior to that, worked in academia as a director of graduate programs in business at Southwestern Pennsylvania at a small university called Waynesburg University, and had spent over 25 years in media. So I'm here to share my expertise with all of you. Just going to check the chat here. Let's see. Doesn't look like anyone's using a CRM system right now, so hopefully this presentation will help you to make that decision. But first, our agenda. What is customer relationship management? We're going to talk about CX, UX, and CI, all relating to the customer experience and the user. We're going to talk about why we would use a CRM system, where to start, and then picking a platform that works for you as that entrepreneur and small business owner. So let's just jump in. What is customer relationship management? Well, a CRM management system really helps you as that small business owner to capture data and interactions with the customers or potential customers and be able to study that analysis and use it in a variety of ways. CRM is really that technology. It is that tool in your toolbox that we have available to all of us as small business owners. So it really depends on your goal. So keep this in mind as we're talking for the next 40 or 45 minutes about CRM. How do you want to use it? Do you have a goal to capture new leads and move them through the sales process? Is your current goal or a future goal to support and manage relationships with current customers? Or do you want to boost productivity? What is the best thing to do for you? And I would really focus on that goal. So keep that in mind as we're talking. And what CRM boils down to is a customer strategy, a customer acquisition, a sales and experience, and or customer retention. Let's talk about customer strategy for a moment. So you can build the best widget in the world. You can have a great website. You can have a wonderful brick and mortar store, have a fabulous restaurant menu, maybe be a professional who is a consultant or an attorney, have the best products and customer service in your online store. But unless you understand your current customer and have a target audience, all of that work you have isn't going to help. So you need to know who your target research is. Have that insight. Who is your customer segments? If you say that my target audience are women 24 to 44, that's kind of broad. You need to have segments. That 24 to 35-year-old is going to have different needs, wants, and desires than that 36 to 44-year-old. So having a clear strategy is important. The next way to use a CRM is through customer acquisition. In this approach, you want to connect your target customers with your potential sales. This is where you develop your marketing material and leads. This is where you're going to use your email marketing campaign, your Google Ads, your inbound and outbound activities relating to creating that strategy. And a CRM system is going to help you to track what you're doing so that you could look back 6 months or a year from now and say, year over year in December of 2022, what did I do? What was I using for customer acquisition? How did that translate to the next column here, sales and experience? What was my product fulfillment rate? What was my return rate from those products sold? Was it one product where I was getting a 50% return rate? Or was there a customer satisfaction of 4.9 out of 5 stars? What was that experience? And based on that customer experience, a good CRM system can help you retain that customer. You know, that old adage, 80% of your sales are going to come from 20% of your best customers. Think about that retention and what services are you going to offer. Is it free returns? Are you going to resolve any issues that a customer may be having? Are you going to maintain that relationship and that product, that service that you offer? I'll just use this. A couple of weeks ago, I was shopping online through a local retailer, and the package arrived. It was a custom metal sign that I was giving to a friend with their names on it. But in that package, and what made me go back to this local retailer was a handwritten thank you note. And on the back of that thank you note, it told me, and I'm going to include that note with the gift, how to maintain that metal sign, how to keep it shiny and beautiful like it is. And when I was checking out online to buy this product, it also asked if I wanted a free bow to complement the purchase. I automatically clicked yes because as a marketer, I'm thinking, oh, this is just a little tiny bow. It's nothing going to be nice. I was pleasantly surprised. It was a bow customized to match the sign, and the sign was about a campfire because my neighbors love their campground. And the bow actually had a fire pit and a campground on it. Gorgeous bow. So those extra things that they included retained me as a customer and actually took me back to the sales cycle where I purchased another product for a relative. So think of those benefits when you're putting together your CRM. So that CRM system helps you gain insights into the behavior of the customer. So that small business that I've now bought 2 products from in the past 10 days, hopefully is using a great CRM system so they can retain me as a customer in the future. It's going to give them higher productivity and save them time so they can go back and capture my email address, look at the product that I bought, and maybe send me some information about similar products in the future. That CRM system becomes your centralized database. No keeping a post-it note about Janice buying one sign here and another sign there. It's in either a systemized database that you can purchase, or it could be in a good old Google Doc or Excel file. Something that you can access and keep track of. A good CRM system is also going to make your service proactive. It's going to bring in higher sales. It's going to have that automated efficiency. So think about those benefits when you're putting together your goals for your CRM system. You also want to think about not what CRM just means to you and your business, but what it's going to mean to the customer. What it means to the customer. So let's talk about that user interface, UI. You've probably seen that term or heard it, but really what it means is how your website, how your social media, how any sales materials you're using in store, your brick and mortar location, connects with that customer. So what content are you using? What's the context you're using it in? What is the commerce? So if have you enabled your website to sell? Like I said, I purposely buy from small businesses because I'm a small business advocate. I love helping entrepreneurs to succeed, but I also love that customer service that I get, that handwritten thank you note, that free bow, those little things that only cost basically time has made me a repeat customer already. So it's that communication, that connection, that link to the customer user and user interface. So we want to also know and talk about that user experience. And that's really what my part is. The user interface was very easy. Excellent website, took the credit card. The shipping was not free, but I was willing to pay for it because it was a bigger box. But the turnaround time was I received that first product within 3 days of ordering, and the second one is on its way. So we want to look at the user experience. And the way to do that sometime is to develop a persona about your customers, right? Is it Savvy Shopper Sally? Is it Big Box Mike? Is it the millennial, millennial, let's call her Nicole? Is it baby boomer Karen? What is it about that, persona that makes them want to shop with you? Are you solving that problem? Oh, excuse me there. What strategy, objectives, features lead to that solution that brings you customer? One of the things I love and advocate for on email and on social media and on your websites is that blog post or monthly newsletter. I didn't see it with that client that I purchased a product from, but if they had a newsletter, I'd love to see it. If they had a blog that told me what type of laser machine were they using to cut the names of my neighbors into this beautiful sign. How did that work? What made it unique? How long does it take to do? Are they doing it out of their garage? Are they doing it in a factory? So a good CRM system can manage that for you. You can schedule out your newsletter, you can schedule out social media posts, and even send proposals. And lastly, out of all the little acronyms we're talking about here, CX or customer experience. So here's some statistics about customer experience. 94% of customers who had a positive customer experience would purchase more from a company. That was my own experience that I just relayed to you. 140% would spend more who had best experience versus those who had worst. 20% of customers who had a negative customer experience would purchase more from a company if you interact with them. And this is a big one, 59%. So basically 60% of customers who stop interacting with brands they love after several bad experiences. Think about this. This might even be your favorite little restaurant. You went there last weekend. Their pizza just wasn't the same. Their sauce tasted different. But you know what? You're going to go back again next week because you love this place and hoping they had just an off night. Maybe they were crowded. Maybe they had a lot of online orders. But you're going to give them another chance. But maybe after 2 or 3 more chances, if their pizza crust or sauce doesn't come back to the way you like it, you may not go back to that restaurant because you have had bad experiences. Any questions before we move forward? If so, we can put it in the chat. Okay, somebody put in here they are using a CRM system through Wix that collects emails and even chat to start the journey. Wonderful. That's a great way to do it. Okay. Oops. So a good CRM system will keep track of interactions, just as that person had mentioned with Wix. So interactions are in person, and they can be anything. And you can, again, put this in a Google Doc or a Excel file if you're not purchasing from, a Salesforce.com, a Wix, a Zoho. We're going to talk about all of those platforms. But you want to track interactions. And if you look on the right side of this slide, and you will get a copy of these slides within the next 48 hours, interactions that you recommend to be tracked include the number of times you've spoken to a client, the number of emails you've sent to the client, and I would also include the types of emails that you've sent. Is it just an informational website or email that you're sending to talk about a new product or service? Or is it an email inviting them back with free shipping or 15% off their next purchase? Any summary of discussions. So whether that's in store, online, or emails, what did you talk about? Was it a return? Was it a defect in the product? Was it a scheduling conflict if you are professional and you're scheduling things such as a reservation as a restaurant, or maybe it's a hair appointment? Are you going to track when you send out any invoices, especially if you're a B2B or a professional? Payment received and thank yous. Those thank yous mean so much. If they're electronic or handwritten, they're very, very important. Okay, going back to a chat for a moment. Any customer retention ideas for service-based businesses? With service-based businesses, the best customer retention ideas is information. So if you are a service-based business, let's say you're in the healthcare field, if you have any blogs or information that follows up on how to care for a loved one that may have fallen and broken a bone. If you're a cleaning business, customer retention, giving them a little clue. Don't give away all your great tips and tricks on how to clean someone's house. But, maybe it's an article that you read on vacuuming daily reduces dust in the house. Thank you for that question, Barry. Next one from Allison. Is there any way to integrate with Shopify and at the point of service? Absolutely. There's different CRM systems that will integrate with Shopify. Google has some great integrations with Shopify as well. So Allison, if you'd like to reach out to me, you'll have my contact information at the end of the presentation. We could set up some time to meet early next in January and talk about that. So also, when you want to keep a track of experiences is really that impression you leave with your customers. Think about social media when I say keeping track of experiences. So companies that work on improving customer experience saw a 92% increase in customer loyalty, an 84% uplift in revenue, and a 79% cost savings. And what this really means is when you're interacting with customers, whether they have a positive or negative experience, especially if there's a negative review on your Google business profile or on your website, or maybe even on Yelp if you're a restaurant, respond to that as quickly as possible, no more than 24 hours, so that you can keep track of that experience, analyze what's going on, and rectify any issues. And I always recommend take it offline. You can say publicly, that you would love to talk to them about their problem, give them your cell number offline, or ask them to email you and take the issue offline, but then keep track of that experience. Other things that you can keep track of experience is with analytics. Big fan of analytics. I'm a statistical geek. I love looking at people's interface on their laptop, how they're interacting with clients, what data they're keeping. Hopefully you're using Google Analytics. This can help you with a lot of things. Number 3 is a big one, determining your customer churn rate. Even if you're the local coffee shop, you want your churn rate relatively low, right? You want to have a following so that every day that 75% of the customers coming in are ordering that black coffee or that latte, or you're able to upsell them into purchasing a donut or a breakfast sandwich. Determining that customer churn rate. If you're having a churn rate and it's 50%, that means every time you click on your website, open your doors, communicate with something, you're having to buy and find 50% more customers. That's really hard, and that's going to take up more than 50% of your time. So good customer experiences can help you to measure that satisfaction scores and check in with your customers. If you are selling a product or service and someone has purchased that, within 60 days and you have their email address, or even if they've committed and said, yes, you can text me, send them a quick survey. How was that experience? Customer satisfaction matters, even in the healthcare field. I don't know all about you, but when I see my PCP, even if it's just for a regular checkup or for a vaccination, within 3 days, the hospital system is sending me a customer satisfaction survey to find out how long did I wait in the waiting room? What was the ease of getting the appointment? How long did I wait once I got taken back to the examination room? How much time did I spend with my healthcare provider? They want to know the outcomes, and they're tracking all of this in their database. So even a healthcare field will use a CRM system. But let's talk about some extra tools. So once you have that successful adoption of a CRM platform, it can have wonderful benefits for you and your business. Think about your employees when I'm talking about extra benefits. So all of your client information is accessible on your device. Think about that for a moment. You've probably been in a retailer or online or in a restaurant where they're using handheld devices, right? A good old smartphone to process your check. Well, while they're processing your check, if they have your client information number, they may be able to bring up your history as well. You know, some of the other benefits are being able to book appointments and set alerts. So if you are you work in the health and beauty industry, so whether you're a hairstylist or a manicurist, a masseuse, a physical therapist, and you realize that Janice hasn't been for a manicure in about 10 weeks, and you know that's not her. Your CRM system said she was there every 3.5 weeks like clockworks. Well, this is a red flag for you to reach out to Janice to say, hey, we've missed you. We have appointments available before Christmas. Why don't you stop in as a valued customer, 10% off your next manicure service? Use the information that you have to retain your customers, bring in that customer, keep your churn rate low, and reach out about the experience they had. And all of this becomes automated. And different platforms will offer you different automation. But before I jump into the automation, let's talk about assessing your needs and the next steps. You know, for the first 20 minutes or so, I've been talking about the benefits of a CRM system. Let me switch gears for a moment and talk about the customer relationship management system that's right for your small business based on your needs. So where do you start? It really depends on what you want to use it for. And I've given you lots of ideas. So do you want to use it for lead management or sales management or project management? All three things are interrelated, but they're all a little bit different. So lead management is when you go to a website and they want you to put in your email address to receive 15% off a purchase. You have now collected their email address, possibly their cell phone number for texting that will give you that lead management information. From there, it could go into project management. What do you want to do with that information? Do you want to develop a Google campaign? Do you want to create real-time data reports that can lead to sales management? Do you want to go into inventory, integration? This is where you need to start based on your basic needs. I would say for most of you on the call today, collecting that basic information so that you can have lead generation is where you want to start. So collecting an email, a phone number, doing live chats, getting that information and putting it into a Google Doc, an Excel spreadsheet, or one of the additional systems that are available out there is going to help you on that customer journey. So one thing that you may want to do is talk about the journey with your business that customer makes. So we've included in this presentation some customer journey maps, some free templates that you can go back to and learn more about that. This is a little more advanced step, but one for some of you on the call that might help you to take your CRM system to the next step. So let me talk about the different options that are out there. And literally, there are thousands of CRM systems. It depends, again, on your goals and needs. So Google Sheets, and if you have Microsoft Office, Excel, unlimited and free users. Now, you have to be careful with Google. A few months ago, a lot of small businesses with Google business accounts saw that Google began charging a small fee for some of them. Some of their uses, Google Sheets was not one of them. It functions as a spreadsheet. It's missing the native CRM, so you are going to have to put into that spreadsheet what you want to say, what you want to save, and I'll show you here an example in a moment. Bitrix 24 is another one that you can use. It is missing some of the marketing integration. Zoho CRM is a wonderful site, one that I like for small business owners. And especially if you're a professional or a business to business, Zoho CRM works really well for you. It's free for 3 users, so yourself and whoever you designate within your company can use Zoho. It has free and full CRM and marketing and integrations. And what this means with Zoho, you can integrate to some of your social media platforms and with your website. HubSpot is my all-time favorite. It has some basic functions that are free, but for a small fee, basically $5 a month, you can get full social media and website integration. And with that, you can even get HubSpot scheduling, so you can schedule your social media in advance. You can create your online newsletters, you can do blog posts. So HubSpot is wonderful if you are social media savvy and you want integration with your CRM systems. And for those more advanced users on the call today, and for those of you who have larger companies, nothing beats Salesforce, salesforce.com. There is a fee associated, but the lead generation, the tracking mechanisms, automated tickler files, automated emails, you can do it all, and Salesforce does that. If you're interested in any of these platforms that are listed, I would go to YouTube. They all have their own YouTube channels, and there are fantastic tutorials on how to use them, what might be best for your business or service, and how to connect with them. Again, very great integration across all of them. HubSpot, I love when you really want to integrate with your website and or social media. Google Sheets and Excel for the beginner and no cost. And Zoho is for somewhere in between. So this is a copy of a CRM template using Excel. Again, you can set this up in Google, but you can do things such, and you can, all of you who are savvy with Excel or Google Docs, can put your own columns. So you obviously want the customer's name. If you're a B2B, what company they work for, their function, who are they? Are they the owner of the company? Are you talking to a sales rep? Are you talking to the business development manager? Are you talking to the administrative assistant? What's your estimated sales? When did you talk to them last? What type of lead they are? Again, you can customize a spreadsheet to meet your needs. With a lot of the CRM systems, they're going to bring up templates for you that makes it even easier. And that's what you can do with a paid tool. This is a dashboard that just shows you the different types of analytics you can get with a paid tool. So with the paid systems, based on a week ago, I always like to say that because all of these wonderful CRM systems can change their pricing. But according to Forbes, most of them have free trials anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 weeks in length. So you can try them out. Just know that if you input a lot of data and you decide not to pay for it, you will lose that information if you don't move into a free, from free to paid. But it is absolutely worth it looking at all of these different CRM systems to see what works for you. So let me pause for a moment to find out, do we have any questions at all? If you'd like to put those in the chat. I'll answer those for you. Okay. Not seeing any questions in the chat right now, so we'll continue on. At the end of the presentation, I'll be here to answer any questions you have. So when you're using a paid tool, it really helps to give you a structure to your CRM, and it gives you seamless integration with lots of different options, such as your website and or Google. This was, for example, here is for NetHut CRM. Some of these may have changed, but it really is very customizable. So let's talk about the next steps. What I recommend is that you talk to your team, and whether you're a team of 1 or a team of 20, and create a pros and cons list for yourself and your team. What's going to work for you? What are you looking for? And put that list together. Based on that list and what you want to generate, that will help you to choose a CRM. And there's lots of features and functionalities. So remember what you're looking for. Are you looking for contact management? Contact management is the basics and where everyone needs to start. And contact management is that: the name of your customer, their email, their phone number, possibly their physical address. And then contact management becomes lead management, becomes opportunity. It can go all the way through into your automated email campaigns. So you want to make sure that whatever you choose, it has the functionalities based on your goals for your CRM system. And remember, there's always room to grow. So if you start with the basics and you choose a free version of Zoho or HubSpot, you can always upgrade to a paid version, because as you grow, you really want to keep those names of those customers that help you to achieve that growth. And that is the end of the presentation today. I did finish a little early. So why don't we talk about what questions you may have, and I'll answer those for you. Garba, go right ahead.
Yes, please. Quick one before we dive into the question and answer section. Just want to draw the attention of our wonderful attendees that I just posted a 30-second survey about today's webinar. Remember, we at Temple SBDC, we always cherish your feedbacks, even as it helps us in improving the services we provide to you guys at a low cost. So kindly take 30 seconds of your time and help us to fill out the link I just posted. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Garba. And if you would, it's only 4 questions. If you could answer this. All of our webinars and our no-cost services are provided by our funders, and our funders ask that we take a survey so we know, are we meeting your needs? And then we can also include any additional programming that you'd like to see for 2023. So let us know about that. But I do see a comment here. Barry uses Constant Contact that has wonderful templates. I should have mentioned Constant Contact, the best, one of the best on email marketing. And yes, other CRM systems have wonderful templates just like Constant Contact. So they will prompt you on how to put together an email. You can bring in graphics from places like Canva to use in your email marketing campaigns within your CRM system. So let me tell you, while we're waiting for any more questions, about PADTEP, or the Pennsylvania Digital Transformation and E-Commerce Program. So what myself and my team of e-commerce consultants do is we provide no-cost digital marketing consulting. We can do a website audit, a search engine optimization audit, and a social media audit of your tools to help you make better marketing decisions in the future. So we do all of those at no charge, and you can sign up for those services. Right now, because our services are so popular, we have about a 4 to 5 week waiting period on all of our different audits. But come the first of the year, I know we'll be, be able to turn those around much quicker. All right, we do have a question. Are there any salon scheduling system CRMs you would suggest looking into? CRMs that integrate with Google Analytics for conversion tracking, ideally. I would ask you a question on which website platform are you using? Because there's some web platforms that integrate very nicely with CRMs, such as Shopify, Square, Wix, and WordPress. So you may want to look into what platform you're using to support that. Square, we believe, but would like to move to Shopify in the future. Okay. I'd be happy to speak to you about this in January. So if you would like to contact me, we can schedule some time to meet. With our PadTech program, we do provide a service through Temple University Digital Connect program, where we have students through our computer science and technology program that will migrate your website from Square or Weebly into Shopify. And again, we do this at no charge. The queue for that is a little longer, so it's about 3 months right now, but something that you're interested in, please reach out. Okay, I see something in the Q&A here. Okay, great question. So we have an entrepreneur starting a new agribusiness, and their products won't be available until July of 2023. When would you recommend we start signing up potential customers to our mailing list on our website? I would say do that immediately. Let them know that they'll be the first to know about this wonderful new business and new products, and that they'll be the first to be able to purchase these products in July. Give them some teaser. I would call it a teaser campaign on what the products will, what they can do, without giving away too much. But I would absolutely start signing up and putting together your mailing list now. That potential customer list is like gold to you.
Okay. Janice, I think in the absence of any other question, I'm sure we have answered everything that actually came up on board during the presentation. From what I have from my end here is, from what I can see, like I said earlier on, we've answered virtually all the questions. I think without in the absence of any other question coming up on board, we'll just wrap it up for the day.
Absolutely. And for those of you who would like to know more about our free consulting services, reach out to us. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. At Temple SBDC. Here we go. So sorry. My mouse was going crazy for a moment. Connect with us at sbdc@temple.edu. And, one of our consultants will be in touch. Again, I'm saying in January because of we're an educational institution, and starting next week, we will be on holiday break. So I look so forward to working with some of you in 2023. And thank you for your time today. And Garba, the best.
Thank you. Have a good one.